This is the standing abductor machine. It is designed to train the gluteus muscles, the hip rotators, and more generally the whole thighs. This machine is especially suited for women, but also for men who want to shape their glutes or to eliminate the bulges that hide their curves. It is also very useful for all athletes who have to run for athletics or marathons, for example. As the machine also strengthens the hip rotator muscles, it is essential for strengthening athletes for team sports, racket sports, alpine sports, in which one must not only move back and forth, but also run sideways, which is very demanding on the hip rotators. Without regular specific muscle conditioning, a lack of tonicity of the hip rotators will likely result in injuries to the knees, the ankles, and the hip joints. The secret to the efficiency of the standing abductor machine is explained by the unique shape of its cam. Through the pulleys, the weights are connected to a cam that modulates the load throughout the movement, so that the resistance corresponds precisely to the strength that the muscles can exert in a given position. Here, the resistance curve is decreasing. The more the athlete abducts the legs, the more the resistance will decrease to allow the muscles to work on their fullest range of motion. The resistance will then increase as the user brings his knees back together. Compared to other abductor machines, please note the absence of a seat. This rare feature allows for better muscular recruitment of all the lower body muscles. It also permits the execution of unique exercise variations that are impossible to perform with other machines. The use of the standing abductor machine is extremely simple. Just select the weight you want to use. If during a set you wish to increase or decrease your resistance, the weight stack is right at your fingertips. You do not need to get out of the machine. There is no other setting, which renders the use of this machine very easy, which is ideal for beginners. Climb on the back platform of the machine. With the left hand, grasp the left handle in front of you. Raise your right foot to place it on the right pedal. Do the same with the left foot on the left pedal. You are then standing on the machine, legs pressed against each other. Sit back to place the outside of the knees against the side pads of the machine. To get out of the machine, just stand up. When standing, free your knees, let go of one hand, and return to the back platform. The first exercise that can be performed with the standing abductor machine is the simple abduction of the thighs. This exercise is performed in a static squat position. As you sit with your thighs parallel to the floor, spread out your legs, pushing with the outside of your knees onto the pads. Spread your legs out as far as possible to contract the glutes on their fullest range of motion possible. Hold the contracted position for at least 1 second by squeezing the glutes as hard as possible, before slowly returning to the starting position. The execution of the movement must be done deliberately, slowly, and smoothly. With this variation, be careful to perform the movement while keeping the legs in a static position parallel to the floor so that the quadriceps do not intervene excessively in the exercise to perfectly isolate the glutes. The second exercise that can be performed with the standing abductor machine is the leg abduction combined with a squat. This is a dynamic squatting exercise. As you sit, with your thighs slightly above the parallel with the floor, spread your legs, pushing with the outside of your knees onto the pads. Spread your legs as far as possible while squatting down so that to stimulate the whole thighs. Hold the contracted position for at least 1 second by squeezing the glutes as hard as possible, before slowly returning to the starting position. The execution of the movement must be dynamic. In this variant, all the muscles of the lower body, that is to say, the quadriceps and the hamstrings, work in conjunction with the glutes. There are several possible variations of body positioning in this exercise. Concentrate on the position that seems most natural to you, or to the one that allows you to better feel the contraction of the glutes. There is no bad positioning among the variants that we are going to describe. There are just some postures that will fit your morphology better than others. Depending upon the shape of your femoral neck and your flexibility, you may feel more comfortable with your thighs slightly above or a bit below the parallel with the floor. Also, because of the shape of your bone structure, this exercise can seem more natural to you carried out with the torso leaning forward. In general, the more the torso is leaning forward, the easier it is to spread the legs. The forward inclination of the bust allows for a fuller range of motion. It also helps to feel the glutes contraction more by providing a better stretch of these muscles at the start of the exercise. There are, however, errors that should be avoided. Whether you bend the torso or keep it straight, you should never arch the lower back, either forward or backward. To avoid rounding the spine, tighten your abs and your core muscles. The belly must never hang out. On the contrary, slightly tuck your stomach in. We do not recommend letting go of the hands. Always remain securely stowed on the machine throughout the movement. For fast results, use this machine at least twice a week. We recommend performing between 20 and 50 repetitions per set. Do not take too much rest in between sets. Beginners should perform 3 to 4 sets, increase to 5 or 6 sets whenever you feel ready for it.